Hello, hello. Hi, guys. I am so excited to be with you. Here's the thing. Last time I was with you guys, I couldn't see any of the comments until my live was over, and I really didn't like that because I like to be able to answer your questions as you guys have them. And it's way more fun to chat with you than it is to chat by myself. So if you're jumping on, if you really don't mind just like saying hi and telling me where you're from. Okay, I can see hearts. I haven't seen any comments yet. So if you guys don't mind someone just saying hi so I can make sure that they're working so I can answer your questions as we go, that would be amazing. I would appreciate that so much. So, okay, lots of hearts, lots of thumbs up. Oh, so happy to see you. Okay, my comments were like tucked below. I'm happy to see you too, you guys. Thanks so much for having me. So my name's Kathy. I'm from the Upstream Home. I am located here in Buena Vista, Colorado. You guys are really close. I'm gonna back you up. And I paint and ship furniture coast to coast. Hi from Illinois. Hi, Cheryl. Paint and ship furniture coast to coast. I love using Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint. I've been using it for probably, I don't even know now, 7 years, like a long time I've been using this paint. I started painting furniture as a hobby probably 5 or 6 years ago to save for a anniversary trip that my husband and I wanted to take, and then it's just grown from there, and now it's my job. So thanks for joining me. I'm excited to be with you guys. Yes, you can find me on Facebook or on Instagram at the Upstream Home. Thanks, Chris. Chris is here with the Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint team, and she is helping kind of run the comments, and she is amazing and just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this topic. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. Chris will help you. I'll help you. If somehow we miss it, or if you're watching this on a replay, we will get back to you for sure with any answers that we can offer to help you guys with your projects. We want you to be successful, and we want you to enjoy working with this paint that we love so much. So if you guys don't mind telling me, hi from Illinois. I see Cheryl's from Illinois. I'm curious where you guys are tuning in from. I'm here in Colorado, where it is like, I was thinking today, I was like, what's like the word, you know how like we have brunch for breakfast, lunch, like what do we have for like spring, winter? Because whatever that is, like winter, that's what we're in. Like it's 70, but it could snow again. The other day, my husband, we built a deck on the back of our house like a year and a half ago. Hi Donna, Colorado too. We put, you'll understand this, we put like a sun tarp up on our deck, and a couple of nights ago we were having friends over for dinner, and my husband was like, hey, do you want me to put the sun tarp back up? And I was like, I mean, we can. I was like, but we could also still get like another foot of snow. And he was like, all right. Cause like last Monday, maybe the Monday before, we literally got 14 inches of snow. So here we are in winter, surviving at our, as best as we can, right? Donna, where are you in Colorado? Okay, you guys, let's get to it. I know you guys probably want to get outside and enjoy this beautiful weather. So I'm going to be quick with you. I'm going to give you kind of the tools that you guys need to conquer painting furniture and feel confident with that, and let you go with it. Okay. So what I'm going to be working with today is, I'm Northern Colorado. Okay. So I'm going to be working with, this cabinet. I'm going to adjust my camera here in a minute for you guys to see a little bit better, but I have this cabinet. It's got the 3 drawers that I've pulled out because I've started cleaning them and working with them. And over on my Instagram at the Upstream Home, I did a poll this week asking if you would rather me paint this cabinet with Boxwood, which is this beautiful green that I love so much. I'll have to share some other projects that I've done with Boxwood, or Tricycle, which for me, I love having greens and blues and a little bit of yellows, lots of neutrals in my home, and so I always gravitate this way, but someone recommended Tricycle, so I was like, okay, let's see what the people want, and you guys voted Boxwood, so I'm going with Boxwood just because that's the winning choice this week. So I think it'll look really pretty with this piece, with the contrast of this original stain coming through too. So you guys, thanks for jumping on, thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm gonna kind of tell you where I'm at. So I've cleaned this. For spring break, we went to Texas, and on our way home, we had an empty trailer because we had taken a bunch of stuff for my husband's work. He had to drop some stuff off at a camp there, and we had an empty trailer. So I got to go antiquing for a little bit, and this is one of the pieces that I found and brought back to Colorado with me. So It's a great size. This is like a really practical size. It's not too big, it's not too small, it has great storage. This is available for purchase, so if you guys are watching this and you're like, actually, I don't want to paint furniture, I just want to buy painted furniture, go check out my website at theupstreamhome.com or just send me a DM and we can chat on details about that. I do ship coast to coast if you are interested. Or if you're watching this and you're like, I want to learn how to use milk paint, then this is going to be a great tutorial for you as well. So what I did, I cleaned this. I use Crud Cutter. That's been my go-to cleaner for years and years now. And so I use Crud Cutter. It's spelled Krudkutter. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it in your local hardware store. It's not hard to find. And I use a shop towel, which are these blue guys right here. These blue shop towels I really like because they don't leave all the lint that the white ones do. And just wipe it down really good. And then I come back with a spray bottle that just has the water in it. And I do the same thing, spray it and then wipe it down to make sure I don't have any of the Crud Cutter residue left on the piece, because that will create a resist, if you will. And then I grabbed my Boxwood. If you are using the new formula, I highly recommend using the MilkMix-EZ as well. And just adding a couple drops to this, and that makes mixing your paint really easy. And it also makes it so that it just, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it just like works together, doesn't get congealed. What's the word? It mixes. It mixes well. We'll just keep it at that. We'll just keep it simple. So I've already mixed up my Boxwood here. And I just leave my little whisk in here and just continue to mix as I go along my project just to keep the color pretty consistent. But you can see this is what I'm working with. I used a cup of Boxwood and a cup of water. You're excited to try it though. Yes, you have to try it. It's my very favorite. Wait, is that Donna? Is that Aunt Donna? No, that's different Donna. Sorry, there's a Donna Young in our family, and I was like, is that Donna Young? No, different Donna, sorry. Donna, you will love milk paint. Give it a try. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We're here to help you and give you all the tools you need to be able to do that well, okay? So I've mixed this, and then I usually just let mine sit for like 10 minutes or so and just let it really absorb well, okay? So let the paint absorb all the water, mix up. Okay, and then this is the fun part, right? Is actually doing the painting. I'm gonna move you guys closer so you can see. If you have never used milk paint before and you have any questions, now's a great time to drop those in the comments. I'm here. Did you put the drops in your paint? I didn't, because I think I had an older, the older formula, which doesn't require the drops, so I didn't. But if I was using the new formula, I definitely will. So it just depends on which you have. If you have some of the old formula left over, then you can skip it. If you have the new formula, then just add a couple drops. Does that answer your question? Okay. And for milk paint, I always use a chip brush, which is a very inexpensive brush. They're easy to find. You can literally get them for like $1, right? This isn't a fancy brush. This isn't a $50 brush. Like something small will do the trick. And can you guys see that? You can see that. Scooch back just a smidge here. Okay, I was curious today. I was like, maybe we could talk about like how many projects have you done if you've used Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint? Have you never used it before? Have you done more than 5 projects, or have you done like less than 5 projects? If you don't mind just dropping that in the comments so we have an idea of who our audience is and how we can help you, that would be amazing. One of the things I love about milk paint is just that chippy, organic look that it tends to give. Modern Farmhouse is my favorite style. I love color. I love earthy colors. I love things looking like worn and distressed in an organic way, not so much in a forced way. And I think milk paint, Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint, is the best product for that. So do you mix thinner or thicker depending on how chippy or crackly you want it? Ooh, that's a great question. Do you need to sand the old finishes? Never tried it. Okay, these are great questions, you guys. Thank you. I don't mix it thinner or thicker depending on how crackly I want it, Donna. I will tell you though, one thing that I do is I kind of tend to like push a little bit more paint into the corners. Like if I want a corner to distress, I will kind of apply the paint more heavily there, if that makes sense. And that way it just kind of creates a little bit of a resist on itself. And so I'll just kind of like dab into corners where I really am hoping that it chips. But I don't necessarily mix it differently. Does that make sense? And then Cheryl, do you need to sand the old finishes? I did not. I do not prep by sanding. I just do the crud cutter. And then rinse it off with water. So I do not sand. I guess if I was looking for something like a really specific finish, there might be some times that I would do that. I'm trying to think if I've ever done that, to be honest with you. If I've ever sanded before using milk paint. I don't think I have. I think I've always just applied the paint after cleaning. Okay? Only used a chalk paint, all in one so far. So, if you've used chalk paint or you've done some other furniture painting, you guys, I would say like this, like what you know about painting furniture is transferable. It's going to look different. This is a different product. It does not have the same like properties, if you will, of chalk paint. And so if you're looking to get a chippy finish or distress finish, like for sure use milk paint for that project. But if you are used to painting furniture, then it will be the same. You're just painting furniture, just with a different product, right? Okay. I also was super glad that everyone chose to use Boxwood because this is one of my favorite greens. I really have used this product, or I'm sorry, this color on lots of projects. I've used it on dressers. I used it on a hope chest recently. That was really popular. One time I had an old like possum belly table, like a baker's table, and I used it on that. That was really fun. I like how it contrasts with natural wood too, or like wood stain. So if you're looking to do something kind of two-toned and you want to leave a top in like the original finish and you want to do a contrasting color, this would be a great color to use with that too. It really complements wood tones very well. And I was excited to use it because I was like, it reminds me of spring and just all things like earthy and growing, and I'm very ready for it to be green. I feel like our trees are starting to bloom a little bit because my allergies are saying it's springtime, but our ground is still very brown, and we live at 8,000 feet, so we have a very short growing season as it is, and it's just not quite here yet. So, how about you guys? Are any of you gardening yet and growing things and having flowers on your front deck? I was thinking that. I was like, this would be a fun color to incorporate on your front deck, whether you have like a little table you wanted to paint with it, or some planters or something. I don't know. It's just a really pretty earthy green. Donna, I cannot answer that question honestly because I have not tried to apply a transfer to it. So let me ask Chris that. That's a great question. Have you worked with transfers with other paints, it sounds like? Yeah, I don't know. That would be really interesting. I think that would look really pretty, right? If you had something that complements kind of like an older style, if you were doing something chippy, or if you were, even not, if you were doing something with like a more full coverage and putting a transfer on, that could be really fun. I haven't tried that, so I'm gonna have to defer to Chris to that. And I know Chris is with us today, and also she has an end of the year celebration, I think, for one of her grandkiddos, so I think she might be doing that too. So if she's not able to get to us now, I know she will soon. Are you guys in the end of the year throws yet? I feel like we're definitely starting. My kiddos are in elementary school and middle school. Hi, Robin. Thanks for joining. And we are definitely in the May season. I'm always like, how are we going to fit all this in between field days and field trips and end of year picnics and band concerts? All the things, right, guys? Are you guys in that yet? Or you guys still have a little while until school is out? Our schools get out pretty early. We get out and I think we have, let's see, what's today, Thursday? I think we have like 8 or 9 days left of school. Not much. We're very close to the end. I'm going to move you guys this way a little bit. Hang with me so you can see as I work on the side of this cabinet. In this first coat, you guys, I have a saying, and it's first coat, worst coat. I always think the first coat will make you go, oh no, what did I do? Did I ruin my piece of furniture? Is this going to be terrible? It's not. Like, just keep going. So if you're looking at this and you're like, wow, that looks horrendous, that's because it's the first coat. I'm going to give it a second coat. I might give it a third coat. I tend to go a little light on my first coat and just create like that base layer and then build up a little heavier with my paint from there. To each his own. That's just how I tend to do it. Your last kiddo is a high schooler. Crazy finals week. Oh, I do not miss the finals week, right? My kids aren't quite there yet, but I remember just the stress of like finishing all the things, all the papers, all the tests. But the good news is it means summer is right around the corner, and I'm very excited for summer. We love summer in our household. It is always just a really exciting time for us, and my kids love to play outside. They get a lot of time with horses in the summer, which they love so much. So we are ready for summer to be here. Okay, as you're watching this, you may be like, why is she going different directions? And that's because I just follow the wood grain. So like with the grain on this cabinet, here with this panel, the grain is running up and down. So I'm just following that pattern with my brush. And then these pieces here were running horizontally. So I was just following it horizontally there. Does that make sense? Do you mix the new batch? I will not mix the new batch for the second coat. I'll give this about an hour to dry, and then I will just use this same batch. If I need to add more, I will add, like I kind of eyeball it at before I apply my second coat and see if I think I have enough. If I don't think I have enough, I'll just add a little bit more because I don't like running out and having to mix it for like the end of one piece or like the end of like one side, if you will. I'd rather end with a little bit extra than have ran out. So I will kind of eyeball it and see if I think I have enough paint to finish the project and then go from there. Does that make sense? Donna, where are you at? I am in Buena Vista, Colorado. So right in the high Rockies is where we are. We're just off the Continental Divide where it is very dry this week here too. I feel like my allergies and everything is just like, okay, we need some moisture for sure. And then as for like hinges, I do not recommend taking doors off. If you guys have taken doors off, you will know that it is quite challenging sometimes to get these to like lay correctly again. And so I avoid taking doors off hinges as much as I can. I'll take the hardware off of the drawers, but you'll see that I even left this on. I was like, oh, I thought I can take that off and put it right back on where it came from. It'll sit fine. But I was like, oh, it's just not worth it. I'm going to just work around that instead. Yes, you're right. It is so beautiful. We love living in BB. It's a really fun place, full of great people and things to do. And we are so thankful to be here. So, yes. All right, again, just following the wood grain, going along the side here. All right. Again, you guys, if you're just jumping on, if you have questions, let me know. Come join me on Facebook at the Upstream Home or on Instagram at the Upstream Home. if you are interested in this cabinet, once I'm done painting it, I do ship furniture coast to coast. I would be glad to get you a shipping quote for that. Let's see. Also, if you are looking to purchase Boxwood, I will grab a link and make sure I put it in the comments when we're done. And then also I have a 10% off code that'll get you 10% off your full order. So make sure you use that as well, and then you'll have a savings there. So the code is 10 off UH is my code, and I will put that in the comments once I'm done here, so that if you guys are looking to grab a quart of the Boxwood or the MilkMix-EZ drops, you can do that at a savings. All right. You really love this color. Muted greens are my favorite. It is such a great green. It is. It's going to even look better with the second coat. It's just going to have a lot more depth to it. And then I think I might do a brown wax. There's the saddle wax, saddle brown wax in the Miss Mustard Seed line that I think I might use after this. I haven't decided if I'm going to go with a brown wax or do something a little bit more clear. But I will say I do love brown wax over this green. It is really pretty. I just like the contrast, like the earthy contrast of that. So, can you guys see this bottom? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, again, just working with the green, running horizontal here. You can see this does not take long. Like, I'm truly not a great multitasker. So if I were not chatting while doing this, this would be a lot quicker. But you can see either way it moves along quite quickly. I'm going to come back and get that with a smaller brush. That is one thing. If you are painting furniture, always think about like what size brush you're using and make sure you grab the right one. Hi Morgan, yay! Thanks for jumping on and saying hi. Make sure you grab the right one. If you're doing like a really big piece of furniture and you grab a tiny brush, you can see how that would take you forever. If you're doing something really small, like this little narrow area, and I were to grab a really big brush, you can see how that would make it sloppy. So just think about like what size brush you want to be using for your project, and you might need a couple different sizes so that you can get each area accordingly. Okay. Again, I go kind of light with the first coat. The first coat usually doesn't look great. Don't be scared. Do not quit if you are starting furniture and you're like, oh no, after you do the first coat. Everyone feels that way. Just keep going. Okay, Morgan, what'd you say? You'll love the saddle wax. I found it not to be as dark as most brown waxes. It's a perfect touch. Okay, great. Maybe I'll just plan on doing that then. You guys, Morgan's so talented. You should go find her on social media too. She has a lot of great projects that I find inspiration from myself. So go check out her work. All right, you guys can see this is moving right along. Once I'm done here, I'm going to finish the second coat. I'm going to distress it. I'll probably use like 220 grit sandpaper is kind of what I use to just give it a really smooth finish and force any like chipping or any more distressing that I do want on the piece. And then I will clean it, vacuum it really well to get any dust off, and then I will wax it. So I'll probably use the saddle brown wax, and I can drop a link in the comments for that as well. All right, just working with the green, nothing fancy. There you go. Thanks, Morgan. I know, I think this, like, the color of this wood is going to be a really pretty contrast for, with the Boxwood for sure. So that was one of the things. I was interested in using tricycle just because I don't tend to use reds because I don't have a ton of red in my home. What colors do you guys have in your home? Do you guys tend to go with more earthy colors, more bold colors? For me, it's the greens and the blues. I'm like all about the greens and blues. And so I think because that's what I love, I tend to paint in a lot of greens and blues. And I don't do as much with red. And then when someone said red this week, I was like, oh, that would be kind of fun. And I was like, I would be into using red. But you guys voted for Boxwood, so I went with Boxwood. Okay? All right, that's it. You guys can see about a half hour's time. We've got the first coat on here. I'm gonna let it dry. It's probably gonna take about an hour or so, and then I'll come back with a second coat. It is a very easy, user-friendly paint. So if you are new to painting furniture and are looking especially for something with like a farmhouse feel or a modern farmhouse feel, I would say start with Miss Mustard Seeds Milk Paint. It is my favorite. It makes me so happy to paint with it because I do love the organic chippy look that it gives off. And again, this is what I'm using today, is the Boxwood. I will drop a link in the comments for this, and also a link in the comments with my 10% off code so that you can get 10% off your full order of milk paint. So, okay, if you guys are watching this on replay, say hi. Let us know if you have any questions. We're here to help you. Feel free to reach out and come find me on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook at the Upstream Home. Okay, y'all have a good day. Thank you.